It's a big time for BlackBerry with the launch of BlackBerry 10 and the Z10 finally here in the US. But with the iPhone and Android phones, it's a tough road ahead for the company. I'm here today to talk with the CEO of BlackBerry, Heins, about that road and his plans for the future. You're launching this phone at a very interesting time. Samsung launched the Galaxy S4 last week. Apple and Samsung are really having at each other's throats. Where does BlackBerry fit into that?
It's fierce competition, right? Mainly driven in the US market. So the way I look at this is, it's not always about are you number 3, number 4, number 5. The question you really have to answer yourself is there an audience, is there a segment that I can define for myself, for my BlackBerries, that people are really amazed about and people are attracted to? In a mature market, to be everybody's darling just doesn't work. So Apple has its position, Samsung has its position, and I'm building the BlackBerry position. I'm rebuilding the BlackBerry position.
Whenever I showed the Z10 to anyone said, "Where's the keyboard?"
I know what you're talking about. There it is.
There's the hardware keyboard. So why not launch this first? This is the Q10, right?
That is the Q10, exactly. We will not abandon our core users. We love them. There's tons of diehard users out there, and we will serve them with the Q10.
Do you feel that the iPhone and Android are getting outdated? Are you providing something that's more cutting edge?
I mean, they're innovating, they're always improving the hardware, for example, but I think from a pure user experience perspective, we did something new, let me put it that way, and I think we did something different and something that is more attractive to users because it just makes their life easier.
There was a period where everyone had BlackBerries. Mm-hmm. How are you planning to get BlackBerry back to that point where everyone has a BlackBerry and it's cool again?
Yeah, I'd love everyone to have a BlackBerry, but as we talked about, it's a very competitive environment. We're used to competition now, right? So we got to innovate, we got to get better. What we did is, that's why we built this whole new platform.
But how do you ensure that your team back in Waterloo and all over the world keeps on that mission, that you're not falling asleep, that you're continuing to innovate?
Well, I think be open, right? Really don't ever put a fixed value system in place and you say, and I'm not going to change this, never ever again. And that's what it is, always got to be on your tippy toes. Never take anything for granted, right? Yeah, BB10 is a success, but guess what? We're working on the next things already.
So let's talk about what's next.
First, a extended portfolio of BlackBerry 10 devices. We talked about that. And then we always talk about mobile computing. This has the power of a laptop. This is not just your smartphone anymore. This is your personal computing power. How many different computing devices do you carry? Why not unify this to one device? When you and I talk 10 years from now, I think we will be amazed of when we look back at what we discussed today, how things have evolved.
When you're on BlackBerry 20, BB20.
Yeah, probably BlackBerry 20 or whatever it's going to be, right?
Is the idea that maybe I'd be able to dock this phone into a tablet or a computer?
There's various configurations you could think about, right? We're working on a few of those, so allow me to not really comment on that in more depth. But we truly believe that this can make your world and everybody who has a need for various devices much more easy, much more easy.